So we continue on chapter 4, the second part, which is magnetic relationship. Okay, for this part, okay, there are several calculations that you need to know, and the formula is not given in the final. So you have to memorize all the formula given. So the first thing is magnetic flux. Okay, the total number of line of force in the magnetic field is called magnetic flux. Okay, magnetic flux line composed of several properties, which is they form a closed loop, always start from north and end with south. Okay, continues through inside the body. Okay, never intersect to each other, and line of magnetic flux are parallel in the same direction and repel one another. Okay, magnetic flux, as you mentioned, you see before, is the flux. Okay, the flux, this is the magnetic flux. Okay, this is the flux. Okay, doesn't intersect with each other. You can see that it doesn't intersect. Start from north to south, and inside here it's south to north inside the body of the magnet. Okay, that is the meaning of this characteristic. So make sure you know the magnetic flux line characteristic, because sometimes they will be asked in the theoretical question. Next is the flux density. So you need to know what is flux density. A flux density is a magnetic flux per unit area. Basically, how much flux in an area. Okay, this is the flux. This is the area. So you have to know the magnetic flux density. It's just the formula is just flux divided by the area, and the unit is the Tesla. So you have to know the unit and the abbreviation. Next thing you have to know is the permeability. Okay, the symbol is mu. Okay, permeability is mu, and the unit is hash per m. Okay, permeability of all non-magnetic material are mu naught. Okay, this is mu naught. Okay, mu equals to mu naught mu r. Mu equals to mu naught mu r. R is just a relative number. If in the air, okay, if example air, non-magnetic material is air is the example, mu r is equals to 1. But for magnetic material, the mu r is larger than 1. So, but for mu naught is a constant. Okay, mu is the permeability. Mu r is the relative permeability, which is can change depending on the material. And mu r is a constant. You can look at your calculator. If you use 570 ms, you can know that the mu naught is constant 33. Okay, so either you can memorize this or you can look at your calculator. Okay, B hash curve. Okay, this is very useful. The permeability is very useful when you want to plot the B hash curve. B is the magnetic flux density and hash is the magnetic field intensity. So you have to differentiate this. Okay, so you can see here magnetic field strength. Okay, hash, and the unit is ampere turn per meters. Okay, or AT per m, ampere turn per meter. Okay, this plot is important because we want to know the characteristic of the material used for the magnetic circuit. Okay, so if you want to plot B hash curve, make sure that the B is on the y-axis, hash at the x-axis. Okay, the ideal condition is that the BH curve is straight, but in reality it will become saturated, and this one is the slope of the BH curve is the mu or permeability. Mu naught mu r is equal to mu. Usually the question will give the mu value then you have to plot the B hash curve. Okay, for example, sometimes they will ask, and then you draw this like a linear equation. Okay, but y equal to mx plus c. You just use that, and c equal to 0. Mu is the slope, m, b is the y, hash is the x. You just plot it, and sometimes they will give the saturated value, and you just stop there and then draw a straight line. Okay, another thing you have to know is that the reluctance. Okay, in electrical circuit they are resistant, but for magnetic circuit they are reluctant. Okay, they are almost the same. Okay, for electrical circuit you have current. Okay, but for electrical circuit you have flux. Flux is representing like a current, and resistance is for resistance for the magnetic circuit is called reluctant. How to calculate it is just L divided by mu A. Okay, so mu depending on the material, A is the area of the material, L is the length. Okay, so this is the mean area, mean length. So you have to calculate what is the value of reluctance, and the unit is AT per Weber, ampere turn per Weber. Okay. Okay, another thing that you need to know is the fringing effect. This one is usually asked in the theoretical question. Okay, fringing effect is bulging of magnetic flux line in the air gap. This one only happen at the air gap. What is mean that if you can see here, okay, example flux in the material is like this, but when it passing through a gap or air gap, okay, the area become increase. This one is the fringing effect. It will become bulge outside. Okay, this one also the effect, the fringing effect. Okay, what the fringing effect can do is that the effective cross area of the gap is increased. Okay, reluctance of the gap is decreased. Okay, and the flux density B gap is smaller than B core. B core. Okay, so B core is the flux density of the BC is the flux density in the core. Okay, you have to know that the fringing effect can be neglected if the gap is small, but in practice the large in practical how to solve this fringing effect, if you need a large air gap, is that you divide it into a several air gap. Example, you add air gap here and then a little, so the fringing effect can be reduced. Lastly is the magnetic force. Okay, as shown here, the current is the flux, right, and the resistance is the reluctance for magnetic circuit. So what about the voltage source? So the voltage source is actually a magnetomotive force. Okay, this is basically like a voltage source. Okay, magnetic force. Okay, how to calculate it is just F. Okay, magnetomotive force is just equal to Ni. N is the number of turn, I is the current that passing through the loop. Okay, this is like a voltage source, even though this is a current, but it's act as a voltage source. Okay, F equal to Ni, flux equals to Ni over R, or in current is A is I equal to V over R. So make sure you differentiate this. This is it's like a voltage. This one is reluctant. Okay, make sure you know how to draw this resistance, differentiate the resistance and reluctant. Okay, make it curly for reluctant. Okay, and the unit for magnetomotive force is ampere turn, AT. So this is the magnetic field strength. Okay, MMF, magnetomotive force divided by length. Okay, the length of the circuit. So you can get the hash. Okay, hash is this is wrong. Okay, not a magnetizing force. It is a magnetic field strength. and magnetic field and force. This one I showed before is B equal to mu h. So you can just insert the value here. Field intensity. Okay. So this is the summary of this subtopic. So you have to know how to calculate reluctance. R equals to L length of the material, mean length, mu over mu A. So the unit is ampere turn Weber. Okay, this one. Permeability, you also need to know. Either you can remember this or check your calculator. So the unit is Henry per meter. Magnetomotive force. Okay. Magnetomotive force is F equal to Ni or flux reluctance. So you can use either way. So the unit is ampere turn AT. Next is the flux density. You need to know how to calculate is B equal to flux over A or mu h. We have to know both this equation, and the unit is Tesla. And lastly, magnetic field strength H equal to F over L. Okay, this is the unit. Okay, this is the comparison between the magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. Okay, for magnetic flux is similar to current. Flux density is current density. This one is not mentioned in our syllabus, so don't need to know this. Magnetic field strength also, electrical field strength also not in the syllabus. Magnetomotive force F is also almost the same as electromotive force. E is basically just a voltage source. Permeability, permittivity. Permittivity is for electrical circuit. Permeability is for magnetic circuit. And lastly, reluctance is similar to resistance. So you can apply Ohm's law in magnetic circuit. Now you completed the magnetic relationship. Okay. We will move on to the next part in the next video.